Hey guys, rumor is out that a new Ford F-150 is on its way. In this video, I'm going to tell you what you need to know about it and when you can expect it right now. Hello, it's Tim Esterdahl, Pickup Truck Plus SUV Talk. So the rumor mill is flying this morning. We have a report from offroad.com that's been picked up by Motor One and a bunch of other outlets talking about the new Ford F-150. So for quite a while now, Ford has stuck to the line that the new Bronco is coming out in 2020. Offroad.com has found a report that says it's actually going to go in a different order. It's going to be Explorer, F-150, then Bronco. So if you follow that time frame, that means that there's a new F-150 coming very soon. So here's my expectations of the upcoming of the shows. So you have Detroit in January, you have Chicago in February. Those are the two biggest shows on the marketplace on the schedule. So you have F-150 in the mix there, you have Explorer in the mix there, you have Bronco in the mix there, and you have Super Duty. So we've seen a lot of spy photos of Super Duty so far. I would anticipate Super Duty is going to be in January in Detroit. I would expect Explorer to be in Chicago. So where's F-150 fit and where's Bronco fit? I can see Bronco coming out in LA Auto Show later in the year because that marketplace fits a little bit better, I think, for the Bronco. But again, F-150 is in limbo. I think Ford may surprise us yet again. So last time I was in North American International Auto Show there in Detroit, Ford unveiled the F-150, they unveiled the GT car, and they unveiled, I think it was a new Mustang or something at the same time. They had a big press conference at Joe Louis, really blew us all away. They could do the same thing here. What they could do is they could have a Ford Super Duty be the big launch and say, oh, by the way, here's new F-150 as well. And the F-150 may be locked, may not be ready for, to check out the interior, but it could just be the exterior upgrades. It could just be we're trying to one-up our competition. Competition is fierce right now. Ram's going to do new heavy duties. They have the new 1500 Ram is just killing the marketplace, I think. And the Chevy Silverado and GMC Sierra are out, and their heavy duty should come out later in the month in January, and in February will be the Chevy Silverado heavy duty. So there's a lot of news going on right now. Ford does trucks, and they do trucks well, but that's a one-trick pony, and they're really going to have to fight back. So I anticipate next month at the North American International Auto Show, we could hear something, we could see an image of something, we could see a teaser of something. Something is coming. So I did a little research this morning. I thought, well, what am I going to see? What's going to be out there in 2020 and 2021? What model year is it going to be? So the speculation is it could be a 2021 model, could be unveiled in 2019 and shown, and well, I don't know. Here's what I think. I think it's going to be a 2020 model. It's going to be built alongside the 2019 model. The same thing that Chevy's doing. They're offering an 18 and 19. Ram did the same thing with the 1500. They did 18 and 19 together. I think Ford follows suit. They build Super Cruise. They build their King Ranch and Lariat trim levels, and limited trim levels, and they offer at the same time as the 2019 model. It makes perfect sense. Just transition the factory over. So with that said, I got some notes on what I think will happen with a new generation of Ford F-150. So I think for the basics are simple. New style, right? So over the years, since aluminum has been coming to mass production, and 2015 was a Ford F-150 in aluminum, aluminum's gotten better about holding its shape. For a long time, if you couldn't shape it too much because it would come back straight. It's just the way that metal properties are. They've improved that over the years. I could see more styling. I could see more body lines. I could see more styling overall in the body of the F-150. I'd also anticipate a new grille. And so if you've seen the spy photos on this channel of the Super Duty, you're going to see that same grille kind of change going around. I think the oval is going to get bigger. I think you're going to see a different bar setup. So you're going to see a new grille and maybe a new grille that's consistently changed for each trim level. That's very, very possible. And then let's go to interior. So interior, you're going to see interior upgrades. That's going to be guaranteed. So they're going to keep up the marketplace and keep up the changes. So you're going to see probably new interior styling. Ram really hit it out home run with their 1500. Ford's not going to sit back and let that happen. They're going to make their interior look as best as they can get it. I'd anticipate some things like slide and recline rear seats coming out in the Ford to follow suit with the Ram. I'd see heated and cooled rear seats coming out. I've predicted for a while now, and I think my prediction is still going to hold, that the battle for full-size truck supremacy is going to start happening in the rear. I think the rear cabin has been neglected for years. I think you're going to start seeing more and more features in the rear, especially because trucks have become more of a family vehicle. So more kids sit in the back, and they want to appease those kids. So you're going to see, basic stuff, more USBs, more better Wi-Fi. You're going to see better things coming out. I don't know, better Wi-Fi. They are. Anyways, more USBs, more plug-ins, slide and recline rear seats, heated and cooled. I would also expect more rear leg room. So this is interesting. Ford in the new F-150 has 43.9 inches of legroom in the front and 43.6 in the rear. So they kind of, front and rear is about the same legroom. That's 50-50. They're the only ones that really do that. So the new Chevy Silverado is 44.53 in the front and 43.4 in the back. So they're about an inch difference. The new Ram has 40.9 in the front and 45.2 in the rear. So I don't expect Ford to come up with a new cabin. I think the cab's going to stay about the same, keep costs down. But I can see them rearranging the seats a little bit and changing legroom. So if you look at overall, which I thought was interesting, I always thought Ram had the biggest cab. Turns out it's not. I looked at my numbers. 86.1 inches total for the Ram, 87.93 for the new Silverado, and 87.5 for the F-150. So I don't think the F-150 is going to change the cabin because the legroom or the length of the cabin I think is good. I think the length is good overall. I could see them messing around with whether the front gets more, the rear gets more. Ram really going 40.9. They're really saying that we don't need that much legroom in the back. We want it in the rear. Chevy's doing a little bit more in the front with 44.53 versus 43.4. So that's a little bit, they're a little bit more. And Ford has done the same, 50-50. So I think it's going to see some changes there. These numbers are all off of Ford.com, RamTrucks.com, and Chevrolet.com, by the way, as well. So then let's get into the powertrain. So powertrain is always an interesting conversation. So we currently have, 6 configurations. They have a 3.3 liter V6. They have a 2.7 liter EcoBoost. They have a 3.5 liter EcoBoost. They have the high output EcoBoost. They have the 5.0 liter V8 Coyote motor, and they have the Power Stroke diesel. Woo! I got all those. that's a lot going on these days. There's no doubt about it. I'm happy with myself with that. So let's talk that price and different changes. I would anticipate very strongly that Ford is going to change the engine tuning on the stock 3.5 liter EcoBoost. And I say that because they got the high output EcoBoost for the Raptor that sold so well. They made it available for the limited customers. And I think they're going to hear from customers that want a little bit more power, because people have gotten used to EcoBoost now. They just want a little more power. So I could see Ford tweaking that a little bit, closing his numbers. So right now it's 450 horsepower and 510 foot-pounds of torque for the high-output EcoBoost. And the standard EcoBoost is 375 and 480. So I don't think they should make it the same high output, but I think they could tweak those numbers a little bit, give them more horsepower, a little more torque. And all I got to do is just change the tuning on the software to change how the turbocharger is going to interact with that and the transmission can interact with that to get more horsepower and torque. I could see that happening, but it's not going to be a lot. It's just going to be a little bit. That way Ford can, and the press releases can say, hey, it's a new advanced 3.5 liter, and really just get a change of tune. I could also see the hybrid coming out. So we talked about hybrid for a while, and Ram launched their hybrid last year in the e-torque. The hybrid's been kind of promised by Ford for a while now. I could see them waiting to launch a new truck with the hybrid to really get more play in the market, in the media, and more of a bam, a big news story. I could also see the base transmission. The base transmission for the work truck is a 6-speed automatic transmission, and it has the 3.3 liter V6. I could see that changing. So Ram now offers e-torque. They don't even offer the 3.3 liter V6 anymore. They don't even offer a non-hybrid V6. That's what I want to say. And what I'm thinking is I'm thinking that Ford will probably follow suit as well. I think they may just jettison the V6 completely. Put the 2.7 in there, or put the 3.5 in there, or whatever the hybrid option to come up with it, put that in the work truck. I think the V6 days are probably numbered, and I could see them definitely making the engine come over, because why have all this complexity? So Ram's doing that. Again, Ram is the big dog in the block going after Ford sales, so I could see them really paying attention to what Ram's doing. So you can see a hybrid. I could see 8 speeds in the base model. I could see those changes. So that's my list of what changes are going to be. I would, like I said, anticipate January in Detroit. That is Ford's big truck show. I would see Explorer in Chicago, because that makes more sense to me, because it's more of an urban show. I would see Bronco in LA, because they need something for LA to keep the news cycle going. I don't see anything in New York in the New York Auto Show. I don't see that happening at all. So some big news this morning, some big rumor mill. I could see it. I could totally see Ford trying to steal a thunder. Because last year, Ford did the Ranger. They did a Bronco showing. They've done multiple vehicles in Detroit. I can see them doing this again. Multiple vehicles in Detroit trying to steal the thunder from Ram. I don't think they're worried about Chevy so much and GMC. They need to keep an eye on them, but I don't think they're worried too much. I think they're really worried about Ram because those sales numbers were up, 33% last month. Ram is killing it in sales, and so I think you're going to see that. So, hey, thanks for watching. For more, check us out on pickuptrucktalk.com. Also, Pickup Truck Talk on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook. And subscribe. I will be in Detroit. I will be in Chicago. I will be in those places. I will do live streams from those shows to make sure we're all up to date on what's going on in the marketplace. So again, thanks for watching. I'll see you down the road.